like when we did the clubhouse last week, we did the Kwanzaa clubhouse. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Excuse me.
I think it
The
was.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So some people that were in the room with us, they were talking about like living the principles, like the Living the Principles podcast, and knowing that it isn't just the day, it isn't just a holiday, but finding a way to incorporate principles and the values that we pause and reflect in certain time periods, whether it's a specific holiday or a few days like Kwanzaa, finding a way to incorporate it into our lives, and knowing that through incorporating the principles, to incorporate through living the principles and embodying the work of these people that we champion on an everyday basis, right? Not every day Martin Luther King and all that. Just all right, today's his day, and like reflect on what I've done so far to start the year to embody his message, and what do I plan to do for the rest of the year to embody his message. And feeling that and knowing that, I think that's part of the issue, right? I look at it as like the lack of culture. Like the black experience doesn't really have a culture. The culture is always shifting, and a lot of the culture feels like it's rooted within hip hop. Excuse me, rooted within rap music. We talked about I said hip hop and rap are not the same anymore, but without having a individualized culture that isn't rooted within the system and the structure of the oppressive nature of the American experience, the holiday, to your point, and like with everything you said, the holidays are just virtue signaling, right? There's opportunities. Like, think about how coincidental it is, right? This whole Voting Rights Act is going on, then it's Martin Luther King, and then they use it as a tool to fuel their message. Um, yeah, man, it's disheartening. I'm cynical about it, but I'm optimistic, and this is the work, hoping that the conversations that we have propel our individual experiences, with which they have, right? We both did Kwanzaa for the first time in our
Absolutely.
lives, right? So that's all we can do, man. All you can do as an individual, all I can do as an individual, and you Thomas, you whoever's listening, is just do your individual work, and know that the individual work that you do is going to propel the black experience, or hope, not even hope. Know that in the back of your mind, whatever you do innately um, propels and redefines the black experience. Like, I know
Yeah.
for you, sorry, real quick, I know for you, we talked about like, you saying you're a humanist, right? Like, you don't necessarily do things like, I need to do this to propel blackness. I'm just doing things as a human. I know I'm black, I'm aware of that, and you innately know that because you doing it, it's going to enhance and enrich the black experience. Date while you wait, bro. Like, that's beautiful, man. Like, I was excited to see you on TV, man. Like, I keep it a buck. I was excited to see you on TV, see you and the growth, right? Like, it was on Fire Stick initially. I forget the platform. You got an
Yeah.
Emmy. It's on NYC TV now. You on cabs, you on subways, and that's it, man. That's the representation, and it just comes from the work, man. So, yo, salute to you. Even though you cynical, you're doing the work. You're doing the work, and that's all that matters, man.
Well, I'm gonna keep it real cynical and be like, yeah, whatever, man. Nah, I appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll end it. I'll end saying this. Uh, if you're someone who is gonna sign a petition for, I don't know, voting rights, or for something from a civil rights standpoint, because because it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, would you do that same thing if it was the middle of August, on a Sunday in
Right.
August? Would you have that same energy? And that's how I see it. In my head, I'm like, do you think to yourself, what will Martin Luther King Jr. do before I sign this petition, or before I do this thing? And if you are somebody who does that, then I salute you for that. But if you're somebody who is only doing this because it's a holiday, you might want to rethink that. Or you might want to look and educate yourself.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep that same energy, right? Perpetually keep that same energy, man.